Today I'm upgrading my automatic water timer. This RainPoint water timer automatically waters and fertilizes my garden via a Wi-Fi connection, and I can control it with an app on my phone no matter where I'm located in the world. I cannot express how much time I've saved by using this device, and consistent watering keeps my garden lush and increases production. So I want to show you how this automatic water timer works and how I use it in my garden. If you're new here, my name is Jara. I've been gardening all of my life and I'm a professional seed and plant nursery. I love to share my knowledge and teach others how to garden and grow food. So you've come to the right place if you want to improve your gardening skills. I just finished installing irrigation to water a few rows of tomatoes growing in these grow bags. Now that the irrigation system is in place, I need something to control it. That's where this RainPoint automatic water timer comes in. I searched for all sorts of water timers before ultimately choosing this RainPoint timer because it's easy to use and is controlled by an app on my phone that does not require a subscription. That was really important to me. If you want to get this same water timer, RainPoint is generously offering my viewers a 20% off discount, which you can find in the description. This is a 2-zone water timer, which means I can install 2 different or separate types of irrigation systems. I'm using a fan sprayer type of irrigation system to water all of my grow bags, and it works for containers too. Then I have another drip irrigation system which uses drip tape with built-in emitters. This releases drops in precise spots, which is better when growing rows of crops planted in the ground. Both systems have different PSI requirements. The drip tape requires a PSI of 15, while the spray fan system requires a PSI of 20. The RainPoint water timer has 2 zones that I attach the required PSI regulators to, and therefore can operate both systems at the same time or run them independently. When you have been gardening for a long time, you end up with a huge mix of in-ground and container gardens. It's just what happens as you try to figure out what setup works best for each crop. So this 2-zone water timer really gives me the flexibility to run all sorts of different irrigation setups. For example, the grow bags dry out much faster than the in-ground crops and might require multiple short waterings in one day to keep the grow bag soil hydrated, while the in-ground stuff just needs a long, deep watering that will keep it hydrated for a few days. Having the 2 zones really helps me hone in and accurately water different parts of my garden. You can program 6 different watering plants per zone, which is just an insane amount of customization. I followed the directions of the RainPoint Quick Start Guide to get everything connected in just a few minutes. First, I scanned the QR code to download the app. This is the smart hub which connects the water timer to your Wi-Fi for controlling it through the RainPoint app. I plugged it into an AC outlet that is no more than 196 feet away from the water timer on the spigot, so that way they're in range of each other. I have been using RainPoint automatic water timers for a few years now. This is the older model. I'm upgrading to the newest model, which is now Bluetooth enabled. It requires 4 AA batteries. The last time I put batteries in this old model was the day I installed it, which was over a year ago, and it's still working. So it doesn't use a lot of battery power, and I have never had it fail on me. So I'm very happy with the performance and durability of RainPoint products. I attached the new model on my spigot and then attached my drip irrigation systems. Lastly, I clicked on the add button within the app, which paired both the smart hub and automatic water timer via Bluetooth. And that's it. Everything is connected and ready to use. So let's put this thing to work. I get asked all the time, what is my watering schedule? I don't have a long-term set schedule. It changes with the seasons. During my rainy season, I don't have to water much, but I have a prolonged dry season here in Florida, which is like December through May, where we don't get much rain, and I'm running this system about once every other day or sometimes every day. It also depends on the grow setup. These grow bags dry out quickly. I might have to adjust this to water every single day. It also depends on the type of soil you have and the crops being planted. Some consume more water than others, so you'll have to figure out the schedule that works best for your garden. Right now, as I film this video, it is the end of my rainy season. I'm going to schedule this to water my grow bag crops every other day for 10 minutes because I'm using these heavy-duty fan sprayers that release a lot of water at once. On my flat drip tape system, I set that to water every other day for 1 hour or 45 minutes because it drips tiny drops at a time. If it rains, I can utilize a rain delay feature. This RainPoint app connects to local weather data and can delay watering if rain is predicted. This is extremely helpful and prevents me from overwatering my plants because that's just as bad as underwatering. All right, so it's all programmed. Let's test it out to make sure it works. I'm going to manually turn it on by pressing the button to make sure that my drip irrigation setup is working, there are no leaks, and water is reaching every plant. I'm checking the lines now, and yes, everything is working. So that is how I automatically water my garden. Let me show you how I automatically fertilize it too. One of the reasons why I went with Drip Depot Irrigation is because they also sell a compatible fertilizer tank. I simply pour a water-soluble fertilizer of choice into this tank, it mixes it, and then it shoots it through my drip irrigation irrigation lines as the plants are getting watered. Before this, I used to manually either mix water-soluble fertilizer in a watering can and then bring it over to each plant to fertilize. Or if I was using granular fertilizer, I would manually apply it at the base of each plant. This gets very time-consuming when you have a lot of crops to fertilize. I am one person managing 2 gardens, so installing as many automatic systems as possible is key to my success. I fill this tank once a week with AgroThrive. This is an organic water-soluble fertilizer that works wonders on my plants. I'll link in the description to all the supplies and products I mentioned in this video, along with any discount codes you can use. The fertilizer tank comes with this attachment. It goes right on after your pressure regulator, but before your drip irrigation system connection starts. Basically, water will come through this tube into the tank, mix up, and then it gets shot back through this tube before going into your drip irrigation system. All right, so I put some AgroThrive into the tank. Now let's turn it on. It's good to use a water-soluble fertilizer that has a color to it, because then you can see it going through your lines and know that it's fertilizing your plants. AgroThrive is this dark brown color. As you can see, this RainPoint Wi-Fi automatic water timer is a huge time saver and an easy way to manage watering your garden no matter where you are in the world. I was on vacation for 2 weeks in Thailand and Japan earlier this year, and I was able to water my garden. When I came back, I was happy to find not one single plant died. I cannot recommend this water timer enough. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.